Hey everyone, welcome back to Education Experts. I am Bharti Sharma, your spoken English educator. So today I welcome you all in my next part of tenses, which is based on present continuous tense. Today in this video we are going to discuss what is present continuous tense and is there any another name of present tense that we discuss in particular type of video. And what are we waiting for? Let's get started. All right, so let's start present continuous tense with its definition. So let's hear it out. What does its definition says? The present continuous tense is a grammatical tense that can be used to describe when an action happened or may happen. You can use it to describe both events that are happening in the present, right now, while you're talking about something, or in the future, means something that may or will happen later on. I don't think so that there is anything left to describe you, to tell you in detail, because the whole definition says it at all. So what does it mean? It means that something that is happening right now, right? Right now, what am I doing right now? I am teaching you. So this is happening right now, and I'm going to teach you future tense that will happen later on. Or maybe you can say that I will teach you everything in detail related to present continuous tense. I have not taught you till now. I will tell you, right? So something that is happening right now, I'm teaching you. And something that will happen what? That is going to happen. That I'm going to teach you present continuous tense in detail, related to uses, single words, or sentence structures and everything, right? In detail. That we are going to use everything in detail. So all of these things comes in what? Present continuous tense. This is what we are going to discuss in present continuous. If you have left with any doubt, let's clear it out with some examples. Before that, let me tell you some most important thing, that we do call present continuous tense as present progressive tense. Yes, I know this is new for you, but you definitely should know that there is another name of present continuous tense that I have asked you in the starting of this video, if you remember, right? So here's the time to tell you that we do call present continuous tense as present, and not just present continuous, but every tense that comes up in continuous tense, we can say it as progressive also, right? So continuous tenses are also called as progressive tenses. So the present continuous tense is sometimes called the present progressive tense, right? So let's see some examples of it. Children are going to school. Children are going to school. This is the action that is happening right now, right? That is why I can say that this is an example of present continuous tense, right? Children are going to school. Next up we have is the climate is changing rapidly. Obviously, right now you are also feeling it, like, because we're shifting from summers to winters. So the climate is definitely changing. So the climate is changing rapidly. Next up we have is your English is improving, right? This is what I'm expecting, right? So your English is improving. He is talking to his friend. He is talking to his friend. You're not watching the movie. You're not watching the movie. She is not going to she is not going to game tonight. Are you visiting your cousin this weekend? This is an interrogative type of sentence. Mark is making pizza now. See, if you look at the sentences closely, you will definitely get to know that something is happening right now or something is going to happen right now. So if you see this example, she is not going to the game tonight. This is an example in the negative sentence that something is not going to happen in the near future, right? This is an example of present continuous, right? I hope all of these examples is definitely clear for you. All of these examples is definitely related to the definition as well. Whatever the definition is saying, it is definitely connected to the examples as well. With this, I'm hoping this is clear for you, and let's get started with the uses of present continuous tense. So let's hear it out, uses of present continuous tense. So let's understand one by one. First up we have is present continuous is used to talk about something that is happening at the time of speaking. The action is not finished, right? So if you're talking about an action that is not completed yet, right? The action is not finished. This is the action is happening, still happening, continuing in the process of continuing. At that time, obviously, we will use continuous. So what is the example of it? He is talking to Rohan, right? He is talking to Rohan. So he has not completed talking. He's still talking, right? He's in the process of talking to Rohan. He's maybe telling something or some stories or whatever the thing is. He is talking to Rohan. So this is an example of present continuous tense. What is he playing? What is he playing? So this is also example of present continuous tense, right? What is he playing? Right now he is playing. So we are asking what is he playing, right? Obviously. Next step we have is present continuous is used for habits that are not regular but that happen very often. In this case, we usually use an adverb like always, forever, or constant. Often we use the present continuous this way to talk about an annoying habit, right? So basically we use it for telling you about the habit that are not regular, right? That are not regular, but sometimes that happen very oftenly. Sometimes you can say usually they do, not on a regular basis, but they usually do, right? So basically in this type of sentences we use words like always, forever, constantly, seldom, rarely. All of these words that we can use is in this type of tenses, right? Often we use present continuous in this way to talk about annoying habits. How? Let's see some examples of it. First up we have is they are forever losing your keys. The forever losing your keys. Forever over here is your adverb that is showing you the present continuous tense, right? So when I say they are forever losing your keys, it's not mostly. It's like mostly they lose your keys. It's when we say forever in Hindi that we call it hamesha. But sometimes it depends upon the sentence also. It doesn't mean that, right? We doesn't mean forever means forever. We sometimes say it in the sense that if we want to say mostly word also, right? So they are forever losing your keys. वो हमेशा ही keys खो देते हैं. Means वो ज़्यादातर keys. Sometimes it can be forever, or sometimes it can be, right? She's staying with her friend for a week. She's staying with her friend for a week, right? So over here, she is staying. Right now, she is staying with her friend for a week. I am reading a really great book. So great, I'm telling you, I'm reading a great book. So this is not my habit. I'm just reading it today, or maybe I usually read. I'm not telling about my particular habit that I do on a daily basis forever. I'm telling you that sometimes this is the thing that I usually do, or sometimes the thing that I normally, or sometimes, or not on a regular basis, but I do that, right? So this is what I mean. I hope this is clear for you now. Don't make it complicated, and let's go forward for another use of it, which says present continuous is used to talk about temporary situation, right? If you're talking about some temporary situations, temporary situation means that is not obviously permanent, right? Something that will definitely change. I'm living in India at the moment. I'm living in India at the moment. Means right now I'm living in India. Maybe after some time, maybe after a few months, or maybe after a few years, I might be living somewhere else. But on the temporary basis, right now at this moment I'm living in, right? Where is she moving house? Where is she moving house? That means that is also can be temporary situation. Means she may constantly moving her house from one to another. She might not be getting a permanent house. So this is how you can use temporary situation, by telling you temporary situation, right? Next step we have is present continuous is used to talk about changing situation, right? Since this is something related to the previous one, right? You're getting taller and taller every days. So this is the changing situation. Obviously, you're getting taller and taller every day. Like for example, you or maybe your brother is getting in your growing age, and you are getting your height, right? This is the age that you will definitely get in your height. And some of your relative comes at your home after a long time, and they say, yeah, you're getting taller and taller every day. So this is a changing situation. Maybe you are at a growing age that you obviously will grow, and you will not remain constant, right? This will definitely change. This is a changing situation. The weather is getting warmer, the weather is getting colder, the weather is getting windy, whatever you can say. Weather will never going to be constant. Obviously, it will change. It will change accordingly. You can say, right? So these are the four uses that we use at the present continuous times. And here we have not ended. There are some more uses of present continuous tense. Let's move forward and understand them. All right, now let's understand some more uses of present continuous tense one by one. Present continuous is also used for definite future arrangement with a future time period. In this case, we have already made a plan. Right? We have already discussed that if that something is going to happen in the uh, particular time in the future, right? And we have already made a plan according to that, and we're pretty sure that the event will happen in the how. Let's see some examples of it. I'm meeting my father tomorrow. See, the action is already planned. We have already planned that we are going to meet my father tomorrow, right? I'm going to meet my father tomorrow. This the action is planned, and we are also pretty sure that the event will definitely going to happen in the right. Next up we have is I'm leaving at 3. I'm leaving at 3, right? So I will leave at 3. I'm leaving at 3. The action is, the time has already decided, right? I'm going to leave at 3, right? So I'm leaving at 3. Next up we have is we are going to the beach at the weekend. We're going to be a beach at the weekend. So this is again is the example that as action is already planned. We have already made a plan, and we are hoping, we are pretty sure that the event will definitely going to happen. So these are the examples of it. I hope this is clear for you. All right, now let's understand another use of present continuous tense, which says when we are talking about how someone looks, right? When we're talking about how someone looks or feels, at that time we use present continuous or present simple also, right? We use both the things, right? If we're talking about how someone looks or how someone feels, right? How are you feeling? How do you feel? Both are the correct. How are you feeling? Are you feeling is showing you continuous. How do you feel? Showing you present simple. Jenny is looking really good today. Jenny is looking really good today. Jenny looks really good today. Both are the correct things. Both you can use at the time when someone, how someone looks or feels, right? At that time we can use present continuous or present simple, right? Present continuous is also used to talk about repeated actions about the time of, right? So present continuous is used to talk about some things, repeated actions or around the time of. Let's see one example of it. I'm seeing Jane a lot. I'm seeing Jane a lot. This is a repeating action that I'm seeing continuously Jane a lot. I hope this is clear for you. Now let's understand last use of present continuous. So last up we have is some verbs are not normally used with present continuous tense. Basically, there are some verbs that we don't use with present continuous tense because these verbs are not normally action verbs. That's why we don't, right? For examples, believe, belong, depend, hate, know, like, love, mean, need, prefer, realize, suppose, want, understand. These are the verbs that we don't use present continuous tense because these are not normally action. For example, you know each other well. This is the correct one. If you're saying it as you are knowing each other very well, this would be wrong. You know each other, right? This would be the correct one. I hope this is clear for you. Let's move forward and understand sentence structures. So first sentence structure obviously we have is affirmative sentence structure, and this would be the sentence structure. Subject is, am, are. These three are the helping verbs that we are going to use in present continuous tense, right? Plus MV1 means main verb, first form of the main verb, plus ing. Obviously we're talking about present progressive tense, we have to use ing as well, plus object plus other words. Clear? So what is the example? What are we are doing our homework? We over here is subject, because we see, let me tell you about the helping verbs. If you are using am, then your subject should be I with am only. Clear? This is clear? Okay. Now is, if you're talking about singular subjects, that you have to use is, and if you're talking about the plural subjects, then you have to use. Clear? This is the thing that you have to keep it in mind. Now we obviously stands for plural subject, that's why we are used we with are, right? We are doing, do is your main verb plus ing. We are doing our homework. Clear? Next up we have is, I'm currently working in a bar. I subject, I've told you with I we have to use am. I am currently working. I'm currently working in a bar. My mom is cooking dinner. My mom is cooking dinner. I'm trying out something new. I am, because I have a subject, then you have to use helping verb what? Am. I am trying out something. Clear? Your phone is working properly. Your phone is working properly. Your phone is a singular part. That's why we have used is with it. Your phone is, work is its main verb, ing, object, and other words. Your phone is working properly. I hope this is clear. The band is playing all the classics. All right, next up we have is, the clock is working. She is playing piano. She, singular subject, that's why we have used is, main verb, play, ing, piano. She is playing piano. Rahul and Riya, there are two subjects now, right? There are two subjects, Rahul and Riya. That's why we have used are. Rahul and Riya are dancing. The dog is running all around the garden. We are going to the party tomorrow. Tanya and Nidhi are riding on their new horse. So these are your subjects. You have to keep it in mind whenever you're talking about singular subjects, that you have to use is, and whenever we're talking about plural subjects, then you have to use are, and if you're talking about I, then you have to use am with it. I hope this is clear for you. Now let's move forward and understand negative sentence structure. All right, now next up we have is negative sentence structure. For that, your obviously the whole structure would be exactly same. You just have to put not after the helping verb, right? Subject is, am, are plus not, v1, ing, object, and other words. This would be a sentence structure. Let's see some examples of it. Mahesh is not practicing the final audition. Mahesh is a singular person, that's why we have used is. And because we're talking about negative sentence, that we have to use not with it. Mahesh is not. Practice, main verb, ing, plus object plus other word. Mahesh is not practicing for the final audition. Clear? They are not traveling to America next week. She is not kneading the flour. Oh, here flour is your, in Hindi we call it as atta. Kneading means in Hindi we call it as goothna. जो आटे को हम लगाते हैं ना, आटा गूंथते हैं, that is what, right? She is not kneading the flour. Next up we have is, your phone is not working properly. Vijay is not writing an essay on education. Vijay, singular subject, that's why we have used is. Negative sentence structure, that's why we have used not. Vijay is not writing. Sometimes I have seen a lot of students committing this mistake repeatedly. They use WRITT. Wrong. In writing, we have only single T, right? So your word should be WRITING, right? And essay on education. You're not trying out something new. You're not trying out something new. My son is not working on his science project. My son is a singular subject. That's why we have used is. Not working on science project. I hope with the examples your sentence structure is obviously going to be very easy for you all, and you're going to practice a lot more sentences related to every particular type of sentences or every particular type of tenses. Clear? I hope this is clear for you. Let's move forward and understand interrogative sentence. Alright, now next sentence structure is related to interrogative sentences. So this would be your sentence structure. We have to keep all the helping verbs before this subject, right? So is, am, are, subject, MV1, ing, object, other words and question mark. Let's see some examples of it. Is the clock working? Is the clock working? Clock is singular thing, right? Singular subject. That's why is. Is the clock working? Working. Is the clock working? Next up we have is he reading his favorite book? Is he? He is your singular subject. That's why we are using is. Is he reading his favorite book? Are you watching a movie tonight? You. We consider you as a plural subject. That's why I'm using are over here. Are you watching a movie tonight? Next up, is your phone working properly now? Is your phone working properly now? Is Peter running on the jogging track? क्या Peter jogging track पर run कर रहा है? Peter is your singular subject. That's why we are using is with it. Is Peter running on the jogging track? Are the police catching the thief? क्या पुलिस चोर को पकड़ रही है? क्या पुलिस चोर को पकड़ रही है? Now, police. Are the police catching the thief? Now you must be thinking, ma'am, police is a singular subject. Now that's should have used is over here. Okay, let me tell you, police, if you're using police as a singular person, then also you have to use police. And if you're using it as plural one, then you also have to use it as police only, right? So over here, police is playing as a plural part because obviously one person is not catching the thief. Now the whole team would be catching the thief, right? So are the police catching the thief? Next up we have is, are they playing badminton right now? क्या वो अभी badminton खेल रही हैं? Next up we have is she not playing the piano anymore? Is she not playing the piano anymore? Next up, am I looking good today? Come on, tell me, am I looking good today? Is she still working at NIMS? NIMS is National Institute of Medical Sciences. Is she still working away? Still means क्या वो अभी भी वहां काम कर रही है? अभी भी, if you're saying this अभी भी in English, then you have to use still with it. Is she still working at the National Institute of Medical Sciences? So I hope interrogative sentences structure is obviously clear for you because this is very simple. You don't have to do a lot of things to remember it. You just have to remember only 3 helping verbs in the whole series of continuous tenses, especially if it's related to present. What are they? Is MR. That's it. If you have learnt is MR in present affirmative type A, then you have to use is MR after the subject, right? And if you're talking about the negative, you have to put not after the helping verbs. That means if you have to put not after the is MR. But if you are creating this as an interrogative, you just have to put is MR before this subject, right? That's it. And with the interrogative negative also, the whole structure would be exactly same as the interrogative. You just have to put not after the subject. And with the double interrogative, you just have to put WH family before the is MR, before the helping verb. This is the whole sentence structure. Otherwise, rest of the things is exactly same. You don't have to create a lot of things to remember them. This is very basic. This is very simple. This is nothing new. You have already discussed it, and the things that you have to keep it in mind was the uses that are most important. Otherwise, whole of the things are exactly same. I hope this is clear for you. Let's move forward and understand interrogative negative. All right, now let's understand interrogative negative sentences. See, I have told you the exact structure would be same according to the interrogative sentences. Because we're talking about negative, you just have to add not after the subject. Otherwise, the sentence structure would be exactly same. Is MR subject not, MV1, ing, object, other words and question mark. Let's see some examples of if is Peter not running on the jogging track? See, there are 2 ways that you can use it. Is Peter not running on the jogging track? This is the first one. Or you can say, isn't Peter running on the jogging track? This is how you can say. Yeah. Next up we have is, Are they not playing badminton right now? Are they not playing badminton right now? Or you can also say it, aren't becomes aren't. Aren't they playing badminton right now? Next up we have is, are the police not catching the thief? Are the police not catching the thief? Is he not reading his favorite book? Is she not playing the piano anymore? Is he not still standing there? Am I not looking good today? Is the clock not working properly? Is Vrinda not practicing for the final audition? Are they not traveling to London next? Or you can say, aren't they traveling to London next? So this is very basic, very simple. Just according to the structure, you have to create the sentences. See, all the sentences is starting from is or are. If there is sentence with ams, if the sentence started with am, that means your subject would be I over here. Just say, for example, am I not looking good today? Over here, I have told you the example of it, right? Am I not looking good today? You can see that, right? So these are the examples of interrogative negative sentence structures. I hope this is clear for you. Let's move forward and understand double interrogative sentence. So we are at the last part of present continuous tense, which is based on WH family sentences. After this, we will be completing with present continuous tense as well, right? So let's understand what is WH family sentences means. If you're talking about positive sentence structures, your structure would be WH is RM, subject V1, ing, and object in question mark. And if your sentence is a negative form, you just have to put not after the subject, right? Otherwise, your example should be, which route are you taking to the conference this week? Which route? Which is over here what? Which Kwanzaa, right? Which route? I'm telling you about the WH family sentences. That's why we have used, right? You can definitely, it's not really mandatory or necessary that you cannot use WH family with any other words. Yes, you can use that, right? So which route? Then after that, I'm using the is RM, right? So that's how you can create the sentences, keeping it in mind that it's not mandatory that you cannot use WH family with another words. Yes, you can if the sentence needs it, if the sentence is asking for it. Obviously, you have to put the words related to the sentence, right? So which route are you taking to the conference this week? Why is she crying? If I would have asked, is she crying? Then you should have said, yes, she's crying, or maybe no, she's not crying. And if I'm asking you why is she crying, that means I'm asking you to give me the reason as well. Why is she crying, right? Next up we have is, why are you not attending the conference? Why are you not attending the conference? This is how you can say it. Why is Dheeraj not sleeping? Is Dheeraj not sleeping? No, he is not. Yes, he is. You can say that like, but if I'm asking you why, by putting just the single word, the sentence, the question sentence is whole replaced. Right now, I need the reason for it. Why is Dheeraj not sleeping? Clear? Next up, we have is, which park are you going next to? Which park are you going next week? If I would have asked you, are you going to the park next week? Then you would have said yes or no. If I'm asking you, which park are you going to the next week? You should have answered Jim Corbett National Park or this or that, whatever it is, right? What am I doing here? What am I doing here? Next up we have is, when is she going home? When is she going home? Whose mobile are you using? Why are you not strengthening grammar? Why are you not strengthening grammar? Who am I sending to the meeting? Who am I sending to the meeting? This is how you can create WH family sentence structures. I hope this is clear for you, and this was it related to the present continuous and present progressive tenses. I hope everything is definitely clear for you. Every sentence structures, uses, every single thing is definitely clear for you. I hope you will practice a lot with a lot of sentences. Thanks for watching this video, and stay connected, be happy.